Got the camshaft here, ready to install. Ready to go. Gotta get that lubrication on there. Get her in these holes here. Get ready to throw on the rest of the shit, like the oil pump, the cam sprocket, and roller chain, so that we can put on the oil pan, and then we'll wrap it up from there until we get to the new spot. Putting on that Cleveite bearing guard onto our camshaft before we go ahead and put that in. Just sliding that in now. Putting on our chain dampener retainer. Torque that down to spec. I did have to shave down those bolts because I bought the wrong one, but it works, so don't got any worries there. Drenching our lifters, LS7 lifters, into some SAE 30 break-in oil from Lucas, just to get out all those air bubbles, which you can see here. Slowly getting them all out. So I did go ahead and throw on the oil pan. That way this oil pump, this isn't tightened down at all yet. I'm still waiting for the new hardware to come in, some ARP bolts. But I got it all torqued up from the bottom, oil pan bolts, all whatever I could. Of course I still have, timing cover bolts and the rear main cover bolts. But I did that for now. That way I know this is going to seat properly when I torque it down. So I'm going to get this all in place. I got everything else on. Timing chain dampener, oil pump. I got it all oiled. I did buy some Lucas break-in oil, SAE 30, no detergents, nothing. And yeah, now we are just waiting for those bolts. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw on both covers, rear and front. And then we're going to go ahead and get the lifters in. Waiting for the head gasket still, so I'll probably wait on the lifters. I don't think I'm going to touch the lifters yet until the head gaskets come in. Once the head gaskets come in, I'm going to get it all torqued up, and I'm going to measure for pushrod length. Once I measure for pushrod length, I can order the pushrods I'm going to need, and go from there. I mean, there's not much more left to do, and all of that should go by pretty quick. Got the lifters right over here, just soaking in the oil, trying to get out all the air bubbles. Of course it don't matter because I'm going to be priming the system anyways, but it's good for now, good practice. So yeah, I got everything oiled up, that way it doesn't rust up or anything. And once I get those bolts, we're probably going to be at a pausing point for a week or two until I get those head gaskets. Then we can keep going. Alright, so head gaskets just came in. OEM AC Delco. Those just came in, so now, well, first off I want to say I am waiting to get a new oil pump Friday. I'm gonna go pick up an oil pump from somebody because the inside rotors of the oil pump are scored. Now that I have the head gaskets, I can go ahead and throw this together with the heads on, lifters in, so I can measure for pushrod length. I did go ahead and paint the timing cover. I got the heads here all covered up, ready to be thrown on when we measure for pushrod length. I just need one of them for now. Got my pushrod length checker tool somewhere in here. There it is, actually. For comp cams, pushrod length checker. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to set it at what I think it should be. I think it's 7.8, but I just want to verify. Since I'm using the stock lifters, it should be 7.8 because that's what the cam kit comes with. But I didn't buy the cam kit because I thought I was going to go with different lifters than the regular LS lifters, LS7 lifters, but I ended up going with those just because it was what was in the budget, getting the new house and all. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in and check for pushrod length. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get these fuckers in there. Damn, son. I'm gonna go ahead, get ready to throw in the push rods and check for our push rod length. That way I can get those on order so we could finish putting this motor together. Still, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna go get the new oil pump from a guy local. I'm just gonna change out the inner rotors in that oil pump and we'll call it good. Hopefully I can get those out. I don't know, I haven't checked. I know the front one you can get out easy. I don't know about the rear one yet. I still got to look into it. If not, I'm gonna have to drop the oil pan again and go ahead and pull that oil pump off just for safety measures. We are getting close to being done finally. Not much more to do besides, a tune and finishing up the wrap. You can see I still got a couple panels left, front fenders, hood, bumper. I am not looking forward to that. Got the bumper left, and then we still have this rear quarter panel here. There is Onyx. He's eating his food right now. Tejon, they've been out all day. Just enjoying their food. Oh, Onyx. Oh, Tejon. Yeah, they're good boys. Alright, we're almost done. This thing is collecting dust. I don't even know how I feel about that. Not good, obviously. But hopefully I have enough film to go ahead and at least do the hood and the front two fenders. I'm gonna have to order more for sure for the rear fender and for this front bumper. I'll get that on order here shortly. I think I'll get that on order once I get the engine in. But I know I still have to order the new headlights. Excited to show you guys that. And I gotta get some new rear tires and front tires, but rear tires for now. Just because that's where my traction is at. I'm gonna get some summer tires this time. No more all seasons. You can see this car just has all the parts in it. Just collecting parts in here. She'll be back shortly. Give her about another month or so, and hopefully she'll be back. I do have to schedule in a tune. Once I get through the break-in process, I will take you guys through breaking in this engine. I have the straight 30 engine oil, Lucas break-in oil, no detergents, no lubricants. That way I can get this engine broken in properly, get those rings mated to our cylinder walls perfectly, knock down all those peaks, and hopefully have this engine run for longer than 40,000 miles than it did last time. Alright, I went ahead and got our new oil pumps. I just want to show you guys why I'm replacing the inner rotors. So this is the original one. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Show you. If you see in there, you see the rotor itself has a whole bunch of scuffing from bearing material or lifter material. That's pretty bad. We don't want that. You can see on this side as well. If you can see that. Trying to get it with the right light. Okay. That's no bueno. No bueno. So, but the new ones that we got, luckily one of them, I got two of them from the same guy. One of them was good, this one's bad, but this one was good. You can see inside how much smoother that is. compared to the old one. No scuffing whatsoever. So these, we're gonna go ahead, throw our new rotors in. I already got the back pair in. I just got to get on the front pair here and throw it back together. Then we can finally put on this front timing cover. And waiting on the push rods. Once the push rods come in, we're gonna just put on all the rocker arms, push rods, tighten them all down, torque them all down, and that's pretty much it for the motor. We just got to throw it back in there and get ready to throw everything else together. So once that's done, we will get to that point when we get to that point. New push rods came in, the BTR 7.8, 80 thousandths of diameter, 7.8 length. We're gonna go ahead. I just cleaned them out, blew them out, make sure there's no packaging dust or manufacturer oils on them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some Cleveite bearing guard. We're gonna take this assembly lube and get it in there. So let's set you guys up. Alright, got the rocker arms in. Just got to torque them to spec. Looking good so far. Put them all back in place where they were originally, just because of original wear pattern. Even though these springs are new, the valves themselves aren't new. So I'm just putting them back in place just because they've already worn to those its mating surface. So just a precautionary measure. It doesn't have to be done, but we're gonna do it anyways. So let's go ahead and torque these down to spec. I already got the Loctite in them, and get ready to throw the valley covers back on. Sorry, not the valley covers, the are they called valley covers? Yeah, they are called valley covers. Get the valley covers on and go ahead and put this on the damn engine hoist and get the clutch on. Be ready for tomorrow when we throw this engine finally back into the car once the harmonic balancer comes in tomorrow. Right, new ATI harmonic balancer came in. I did get the bell housing and clutch assembly in. That's all torqued up, ready to go. I just got to get this harmonic on, and then we're going to get the motor mounts on and throw it back into the car. Alright, just to get you guys updated, engine is in home. Still got to torque down the motor mounts, but it's back in place. It was a hell to get there. Had to drop the front cradle, you know, disconnecting the control arms and fucking shocks and shit. But that's the easiest part. The hardest part was just getting the engine in there. Had to get the alignment right with the torque tube and then the engine. Had to go get a new engine hoist because the one I borrowed from a buddy was just a little too short, but that one got the job done. So I ain't complaining. At least she's in there. It was kind of hard to get the engine and clear the rack and pinion there, but got it to work by lowering the subframe, and now she's back in. So we're gonna start getting on all the accessories. Just got to reattach these control arms and shocks, throw the wheels back on, and go from there. But still got a lot to go. Hopefully we can get it done soon. Should be on schedule. Getting back probably like 2 weeks. Just got to finish. The main part is just getting it running. That's all I care about right now. But then we're gonna still finish the wrap. Still working on the body work. I don't think I showed you guys that yet. Working on body work on this rear passenger fender. Since it was cracked, I have photos. I'll put those in there so you can see that. got packages laying everywhere just ready to be unboxed and put onto the car. But the hardest part is done. Just got to get everything reattached. I still got to clean out the dry sump tank, but I already got, actually, you know what, I'll probably do that right now just because I already got it exposed. I'm gonna go ahead, pull that out, clean out the bottom of that tank. I could probably just do it right here, just taking off those lower dry sump lines there, and just checking the bottom and making sure there's no metal or anything. That way when we do a fresh start with this fresh build, it's not going to be anything too crazy. Hopefully, I mean, obviously we're trying to prevent putting anything like any metal shavings from the past engine failure into the engine. We're gonna have to still prime this engine from the port up here up front, but that's all in a couple days. No rush here, still taking my time, just getting everything done piece by piece. All right, update. I am missing a couple bolts for our alternator bracket. I got the AC compressor on. Still got to get 2 bolts for our power steering bracket. I got all the wires on the bottom half of the engine hooked up and connected. I did have to remove the motor mounts again just so I can tuck back the oil cooler lines and the transmission cooler lines, so both sides. I got the X pipe on, but I pulled out the dry sump system because I am double checking to make sure there's no leftover oil contaminants from when the lifter failed. As you can see, there's some sparkle in there. You can see it there. So I'm draining it all out. I want to have fresh, non-contaminated oil once we put this all back together with our braking oil on basically a brand new engine rebuild. So I got it all taken apart. I'm going to clean it up and get ready to throw this on. After that, I got to go grab a couple new bolts. Got to go grab a 2 new belts, AC and serpentine. Then we can start finishing this up. I'm going to put on the starter, then the headers next, exhaust manifolds, and then we're going to put on the intake manifold, and then we could continue with the accessories that we need to hook up. I did go ahead and throw the intercooler for the supercharger into a bucket of oil, get it soaked and ready to get cleaned out because it was full of oil from the couple times where either me or the previous owner overfilled the oil when doing an oil change. So of course that's gonna go into your crank, into the oil crankcase recirculation system, and the tube that comes from the oil tank into the intake that's supposed to will just throw oil straight into the intake. So that happened. I'm working on cleaning out the intercooler. Once that's flushed out, we can keep continuing to reassemble the engine. Not much more to do. Still got a couple panels to wrap. I did get the another 35 feet of wrap. That way I could finish up these front fenders and the front bumper. Front bumper here, that's going to be a pain in the ass, but it'll be all fine. So once we get to that, we'll get to that. Still got not too much left to do, so we're getting there. Got to still wrap the other exhaust manifold in some heat wrap, and yeah, so far so good. Should have a first start here in a couple days, 2 days, 3 days, depending on what goes on here at home. All right, she's all put back together. Everything but the air filter. Everything is in place where I want it to be. Everything is routed. Fuel rails routed. Coil packs painted. Sleeve protectors. Headers wrapped. Everything is on. Fuel lines on. Quick connects. All the vacuum hoses. All the charge piping is routed. Down in there, down here, everything is mounted in place. So mechanically, everything is ready to be started besides priming the oil system. I did buy a pump sprayer. I saw a video on YouTube of them using a pump sprayer to prime the oil system, so we're going to be doing that. I did buy a couple other things that we needed, like, let's see if I can find it. I just call it MPT, but it's MIP, I guess, this version. And this should hook right up to the hose of this pressure. At least this hose was about that size, so I should be able to get this on there. Slide it on. Fill it with oil. Pump it up. Pump the oil through the system to get into the rocker arms and lifters and everything, just to prime it. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be priming oil straight into the engine on the side of the block, which will be on this side. I'm going to get it from down in here. See if we can make out where it's at. Kind of hard to see on camera. Let's see. Get a flashlight and I'll show. All right, I got it plugged in. Right in there. So you can see that's where we're going to be pumping the oil through. It goes to the oil pump, through the oil galley. So let's fill this tank up with some braking oil. And we are going to pump oil through. I'm probably going to be taking off these valve covers just so I can make sure that the oil is pumping to the rocker arms. Once it gets to the rocker arms and it's seeping out of each push rod onto the rocker arms, that's how we know it's primed, ready to go. Could take a while to prime it or to pump it. I did already pre-fill the oil filter. I'm probably going to dump 3 quarts into the pan, depending on how this is going to go. But I am going to take off the valve covers now that I think about it more, just so I can make sure that I have oil coming out. Once that happens, I can pour the rest of the oil into the pan, into the pan. Putting in our supercharger oil. Then we're going to put in the power steering fluid, put in as much coolant as we can, and then we'll prime the oil. Alright, supercharger is full of oil. I did fill up the power steering. I gotta go get some more coolant because I didn't realize how much I was gonna need. It already ran out, so I gotta fill this up again. I'm gonna go get some coolant. Power steering, I still have to cycle through once I start it up. I did already rotate the steering column a couple times back and forth to try and pump out all the air, but I'm gonna do that while it's running because the pump needs to be running for me to do most of that. And then we just gotta do the coolant, prime the oil, make sure we have fuel pressure, make sure there's no fuel leaks before I even start it. And I think we're gonna get to starting this thing finally. Holy shit. Alright, we got more coolant, we got the valve covers off, pumping the oil in now, just waiting for it to seep out of the rocker arms. That'll tell us that the whole oil system is primed and ready. Still nothing yet. You can just barely see the top of them. That's all I need to see, so I didn't take it all the way off. This is pressurized right now just by the pump. It's pumping the fluid through into the oil galley. This was already full to the top, now it's already down here, so we're getting there. Having that oil filter pre-filled does help, but we're just waiting for the oil to make its way through all the way up to the rocker arms, and should be good. All right, we're starting to get some seepage onto the rocker arms. You can see here, oil starting to come down. Just waiting for all of them to have oil before we get ready to start it. You can see that one's starting to come out. That one might be next. But other side also is getting there. See those? Still got a couple more. So oil's getting there. It looks dark because it's mixed with the assembly lube, so that's why it looks so dark. But it's starting to pump through. Getting low. This whole bottle was full. Now it's getting low, but we could just add more before it runs out. That way we're not pumping air into the system. And get ready to start it. Finally. We only got one more rocker arm to go that needs oil. All the others are already pumped through full of oil. Same with this side. See there, those are full, and those are full. Just make sure your tank doesn't run out of oil, or you will be pumping air into it. So right now, for example, I'm getting low, so I got to release the pressure, put in some more oil, keep pumping until I get oil into that far rocker arm. Our fingers are crossed. We're hoping this is the first start.
It doesn't want to idle?
Nah, it needs to. It's a fuel, it's a fueling. It's not enough fuel. Sit nicely. Beautiful.